Welcome back. How to stay motivated to work out without feeling bad about yourself. If you're struggling with habit change, staying consistent with your workouts or healthy eating or health habits or any new skill that you're trying to practice, this is a video on how to stay motivated. Saw this online, see if you can relate to it. How do you get motivated permanently? I have these moments in my life where I'm highly motivated, but it never lasts. When things I can't control or things I can't control interrupt any sort of schedule I created for myself, I just find it incredibly difficult to get back on track. How do I get through this? Look like that's something you can relate to. You're not the only one. I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, one thing to point out, habit change skills apply to all behaviors in all areas of life, whether you're learning a new language, if you're trying to go to the gym more, you're trying to eat healthier, if you are learning to play a musical instrument. It's the process of behavior change. I know this from my study, graduate certificate in positive behavior support, like applied behavior analysis, psychology type stuff. These skills will get you through life. So you want to pay attention if you don't know, if you keep running into problems with consistency. What I want to say about this particular post is motivation isn't really a permanent thing when you're talking about in a layperson sense. It's an emotion, it's a feeling, it's a rhythm, it's kind of like a cycle kind of thing. So you might not always feel motivated in order to do things. However, you don't need to feel good or have that typical sense of motivation in order to do things. And so what we want to do is change the process and our understanding so we can be effective and get the results that we want. So, what I want to say here, mission, vision, and values can be permanent. Then you use those to create adaptable systems that are effective in most contexts and situations. You can pause that and think about that for a while. In this video, we're going to go all into mission, vision, and values, why they're important to you, and then help you create a plan so you can be effective in staying consistent with your weight loss goals, working out, eating healthy, all that stuff. Right. And what happens if you don't have these three things, then you're going to run into problems. Right. My response is if exercise isn't that important to your mission and values, then you're going to have a hard time keeping up with it. Because what happens in real life, you'd be like, why would I do that? And the answer is you wouldn't. You would skip it or do something else that you find more important or better aligned with your mission and values. So, this is why it's essential to consider these things and get them on the right track so you actually follow through with what you want. Now, if it's your first time here, you're like, who is this guy? My name is Reggie. I'm the founder of Fit for Freelance. I help business owners lose weight and feel their best without crash diets or guilt. Now, what I'm talking about here is the vision pillar of the Live Aligned method. That's my signature guilt-free method. You can learn all about this in the No Willpower Health Habit System linked below. It's like a step-by-step process to walk you through your mission, vision, values so you can lead a healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams. Now, the problem, there's like an environmental issue happening. Big picture, most people never define these three things, the mission, vision, and values for themselves. Usually we go through life and we have some beliefs dumped on us and we're like cultured into certain things and we don't really consider if it is fulfilling for us or if it matches what we want to do or how we want to live. And so you run into challenges when you try to change, right? Or like you'll get the results from the unconsidered life. Usually, like on my channels, people talk about weight gain or why they can't work out. And you're trying to change that. So you have to change the environment or the understanding or your perspective in order to create sustainable systems that go the other way. So when you clearly define mission, vision, and values, you'll have a baseline of understanding your goals, why they're important to you, and what you stand for or against. Let's get into the first one, vision. This is the big picture of what you want and why you want it. If you don't know why you want something, you don't have foundation for motivation, you're going to have a hard time. So this vision, think about it for a second. On my channel, I'm asking you like every video, what does a healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams look like? Now, an example that I'll give you my business examples so you can think about this for yourself. And same with your vision here. Think about your own terms. I think this is a good framework, but whatever works for you and the life that you want to lead, that's where this goes. The big picture of what you want and why you want it. The vision for Fit for Freelance, every entrepreneur knows what the healthy, fulfilling life of their dreams look like. So I have to ask you that. I want you to think about it. Next is the mission, the method, and big thing you will do to fulfill your vision and build the life that you want. This is the how that goes to your vision. So think about your mission. What do you want to do? How do you want to accomplish that goal for your life? So make health and engaging part of the entrepreneur's journey by inspiring confident ownership of their path to freedom and fitness. You want to think of your own mission so you can get the results that you want that are relevant to your own life. And then the third part, values, principles you believe in that inform how you make choices to fulfill the mission. So my values for Fit for Freelance: ownership, compassion, adaptive, science-based, and engaging. And this helps me decide basically anytime I'm trying to make a decision, or if I am running into a dilemma or have options on what to do, I can consider my values, and that helps me make choices. So ownership being the first order, like the top value for me. If a challenging situation comes up and it's within my realm or scope, then I take ownership of that and I'm accountable for the situation. Even sometimes when things are beyond like my responsibility, I take ownership of what I can, and that builds my autonomy. And that is a big thing about following my values, is taking ownership of that. Or another example, the science-based one, people can say whatever they want on the internet for free. So I like to use science to inform my decisions. If I'm unsure about something, I'll use a source to look it up and decide if it's true or if it's supported by evidence. And that is a big part of my channel and my values here and my career even. So think about your values. These are the principles that you believe in that inform how you make choices to fulfill your mission. So a lot of people will choose patience or integrity or fun as values. Once you think about this, if you value something like commitment or integrity, that makes it so you would follow through in a situation is like, I can keep up with my plan to go to the gym, or I can do something else. Or if you value flexibility, then maybe you don't always follow through with all your plans, right? So that's why you want to think about this specifically. What are your values? Let me know if this helps in the comments. The No Willpower Health Habit System walks you through it step by step. So check that out in the description below. Now, when I was talking with this person online, they said, I said that keeping up with workouts is hard without mission and vision, because I know all this stuff and like I was teaching them this. And then they replied, "You are right. Exercise isn't important to me, but it's more I need to exercise to stay healthy kind of thing rather than something I actually enjoy doing." And so this is the seat of the issue when you're talking about motivation. If you don't enjoy something, then you might be waiting to like feel good or excited about doing it, but that's not how you're going to find that long lasting motivation, right? So we want to look a little deeper with some of the things that we just talked about, the mission, vision, and values. But I replied, exercise on its own can be unexciting, but your health is literally the most valuable asset of your life. And it's central to everything. So if you don't have the correct context for your exercise, what's going on is you can develop a chronic disease, die prematurely, develop a preventable disability that reduces your quality of life. This person was planning a Spain trip. So your Spain trip gets much harder because you aren't protecting your health, right? Over time, the decision to continually skip activities and exercise and healthy eating, that can have huge harmful conflicts or consequences that can kill you, like heart attack or stroke, are in the list of things of low activity, right? Also, things to consider: family time, milestones, being around for your kids' graduation, all that stuff, mobility, not needing a ton of medications. All these things come with better health, and these are things that you can lose if you aren't managing your health, staying consistent with your health habits. So when you have that background for your mission, vision, and values, then it's more straightforward of why you do those things. You don't do it just for funsies all the time. You do it because it's valuable to the life that you want to lead, the healthy and fulfilling life of your dreams. One more thing to point out here: if you die prematurely, then your personal contribution to your mission is over. Game over. So that is like, I don't even care if it's fun at that point. I want to make sure that I am doing the best I can to be around for the people I love and care about, right? So that is how you shift that. So it's easier to stay more consistent versus like, do I feel like working out in this particular moment? Click like if that's something you relate to. So what we're looking at here, once you decide your mission, vision, and values, what's important to you, how you want to lead your life, who you want to be around, that kind of stuff, how you want to fulfill that, then you don't need that feel good, commonplace motivation that everyone's like, oh, I'm motivated, right? Woo, you're, it's like bigger than that. And that's what I want to like really drive home for you, right? And you don't have to enjoy exercise to do it. It just has to be a match to those things enough to value the exercise or the behavior change, any behavior change that you're making. Then you find ways to make it easier and more rewarding to do those things, to follow through with your commitment and plan, right? And it's definitely going to be worth it if you value your health and quality of life. It's not just about whether you enjoy it, it's about if it's worth it. All right. So that's what most of this video is. You can check out the links in the description below. Next, to think about aligning your new behaviors with your mission, vision, and values is essential, but it's not what makes the difference when you're making decisions, right? This is the strategy side, that behind the scenes motor, but you do need tactics and decision making skills and ways to actually follow through with like the ideas that we just have in our head about it would be cool if I would exercise more, if I lost weight, right? So you might think that working out or changing your habits is hard, but it doesn't have to be. All you have to do is have a process. And the next step after figuring out that vision is creating a plan that makes it easier and more rewarding to start because you believe it's important to you. Once you identify whether and why something is important to you, then it's going to be so much easier to actually follow through. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the next video, how to make working out easier so you actually stay consistent. I'll put that video here. That's today's message. As always, keep practicing. Peace.